Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Arish Asif Khan and today we are gonna start a new series which is of biology. The first chapter is the science of biology, unit 1 from class ninth biology book, Federal Board National Book Foundation. Introduction to Science. Among all living organisms, human beings are the most intelligent. With their intelligence, humans have been able to learn from their surroundings and apply this learning in various ways. This journey of learning has led to the development of science. Science begins with curiosity. When we observe the world, plants, animals, the sky, or even our own bodies, we ask questions. For example, why are leaves green? Why are flowers of different colors? And why do we feel pain when we touch something hot? These types of questions mark the beginning of scientific thought. Science is essentially the process of observing, questioning, and seeking answers about the natural world. It is a systematic way to collect information and gain knowledge. By making observations, forming questions, and finding logical explanations, science helps us understand the how, what, where, and why of the world around us. Major fields of biology. Biology has three main branches: botany, zoology, and microbiology. Botany is the study of plants, and zoology is the study of animals, while microbiology is the study of microscopic organisms like viruses and bacteria. Biology is divided into many subfields for better understanding. Some major subfields are morphology. Morphology is the study of the shape, size, and structure of organisms. For example, studying the roots, the stems, the leaves, or the flowers in plants, or even external features in humans. Anatomy. Anatomy is the study of internal structure of organisms. In humans, this includes organs like the brain, the heart, and the kidneys. And physiology is the study of the functions of organs. The examples include digestion, respiration, and exertion. Histology. Histology is the microscopic study of tissues. An example is an epithelial tissue. It forms a continuous layer covering our body. Cytology. Cytology is the study of the structure and the functions of cells like plant cells or animal cells. Genetics. Genetics is the study of heredity and variation in organisms. It explains how traits like eye color or height are passed to the future generations. Embryology. Embryology is the study of the development of an organism from the fertilized egg to birth. And paleontology is the study of fossils and the history of life on Earth. Taxonomy is when you classify and name the organisms. For example, the humans are named as Homo sapiens. It is a scientific name for humans. Ecology is the study of interactions between organisms and their environment. Now, marine biology is the study of life in seas and oceans, including fish, dolphins, and corals. Pathology is the study of diseases, their causes, and effects. And immunology is the study of the immune system and how it defends against disease. The last two types are pharmacology and biotechnology. As the name suggests, pharmacology is the study of drugs and their effects, for examples, painkillers and antibiotics, while biotechnology uses technology and use of living organisms to make useful products like vaccines and generally modified crops. We'll learn about the relationship of biology with other sciences. Science is a way to understand the world around us by asking questions and making observations, and even finding answers. For example, when we look at leaves and flowers, we wonder why they are green or colorful. This curiosity is the foundation of science. It explores us. It helps us explore the how, what, where, and why of our surroundings. What is the definition of biology? Biology is derived from two Greek words, bios meaning life and logos meaning study or reasoning. Thus, biology is the study of living organisms. It helps us understand how living things relate to one another and to their environment. The Quran has long hinted at scientific facts. It provides moral, spiritual, and practical knowledge. Some verses that align with biological understanding include the origin of life in water. We made every living thing from water. This has been taken from Surah Anbiya from ayat number 30. Science has confirmed that living organisms are made up of 60 to 90% of water, and all life shares this watery origin. The creation of man. He made man from clay like the potter. Surah Rahman, ayat number 14. The creation of humans involves two steps. The creation from water and mixing of clay with water to form a man. The third is development. Then fashioned we the drop a clot. Then fashioned we the clot a little lump. Then fashioned we the little lump bones. Then clothed the bones with flesh. This has been taken from Surah Al-Mu'minun, ayat number 14. This verse aligns with the scientific understanding of embryonic development. Muslim scientists like Jabir bin Hayyan or Abdul Malik Asmai and even Ali Sina have made major contributions to biology and their understanding of plants and animals. Science as a collaborative field. As you can see in this image from the textbook illustrates two scientists working together using communication tools and shared devices to conduct research. This shows how teamwork enhances discoveries. Science as a collaborative field. Science is not done alone. It involves teamwork, communication, and cooperation between scientists from different parts of the world. Collaboration helps improve accuracy, gather better data, and solve problems more efficiently. Scientists often use work together by sharing research, discussing results, and combining their expertise. For example, doctors, engineers, or even computer scientists all work together in fields like biotechnology, space exploration, and medicine. Scientific collaboration may involve the sharing of data, the international conferences, and even joint experiments and field studies. They also use the online databases and research portals. Collaborative efforts in biology help in developing new medicines or drugs, controlling diseases, improving agriculture, and even understanding environmental issues. Such teamwork combines knowledge from biology, chemistry, and physics, and more. This multidisciplinary approach is necessary for solving modern day biological challenges. And today we will solve the MCQs of the Science of Biology chapter. The first MCQ is, what is the study of functions of various organs of an organism? So the answer is physiology. Why? Because physiology deals with the functions of body organs. The second is histology is the microscopic study of dash. So the answer will be tissues. Why? Because histology is the study of tissues using a microscope. An example is the epithelial tissues. Now, paleontology is the study of dash. Paleontology is the study of fossils. It involves the study of fossils of organisms from the past. The third MCQ is, what is the other name of environmental biology? As you know, environmental biology is known as ecology. Why? Because ecology studies organisms and their environment. It is the same as environmental biology. Now, microbiology is the study of microorganisms. Microbiology focuses on microscopic organisms like the bacteria, the viruses, etc. Now, our sixth MCQ is, if a scientist is studying the methods of inserting human insulin gene in bacteria, which branch of biology may this be? So the answer will be biotechnology. Why? Because biotechnology uses living systems for practical purposes, including genetic modification. The seventh MCQ is, what is the starting point of a scientific investigation? The answer will be the hypothesis. because scientific inquiry begins with a hypothesis which is known as an educated guess. The eighth MCQ is information that is gathered as a result of an experiment is known as data or information. The collected observations from experiments are known as data. Now, which of the following represents the correct sequence of different steps of a scientific study? This is the correct sequence. The first is the observation, because the scientific method starts from the observation. Then we have hypothesis, then we have deduction, and then we perform an experiment to see if the observation, hypothesis, and the deduction was correct. Then it becomes a theory or a principle. Which of the following statements best distinguishes hypothesis from theories in science? Basically, hypothesis is a testable idea and a theory is a well-supported explanation. So theories are educated guesses while hypotheses are the widely accepted explanation of natural phenomenon. Now, what is malaria caused by? Malaria is caused by Plasmodium. It is basically a parasite that goes onto the female Anopheles mosquito. Malarial patient has Plasmodium in his blood. What would be the possible explanation if a healthy person who is not having any malarial symptoms shows Plasmodium in his blood? This means that Plasmodium is in the incubation period. During the incubation period, Plasmodium is present without any symptoms. But after the incubation period, the Plasmodium starts to affect. The last MCQ is which option has correctly matched disease and vector mosquito? The first is Anopheles, which is the malaria in humans. Then we have AIDS, which is malaria in birds. And we have the Culex, which means the dengue fever. The correct mosquito disease pairing is Anopheles, then AIDS, and then Culex.